What is up, guys? We have a top 32 deck profile here with a person who was able to take Bonney to this event and do pretty well with it. Bonney being an A-tier deck, would you say that's an accurate statement, or would you think it's like a little bit higher up there?
I think it's a solid like A-tier. Yeah. I think that's fair.
Okay, cool. Yeah. What's your name, by the way?
It's Greg.
Greg, you're from San Diego here, so this is your resident San Diego regionals here. Be able to take some top 32 spots, conquering the homelands. What is it called? Defending your home turf, as they say it is. Okay, let's check out your deck profile and see what you got for Bonney 8.5.
Sure. So first I have, the standard. For those of you participating, the standard 4 searchers of Baby 5. And for Bonnies, these are for different situations. So my baby 5s are mainly searching out a lot of my 2Ks, and then any of like my 10-drop Dophies and a couple of my top ends. This Bonney is used to search out really the Cavendishes and the Kids and the Hawkins, and then I have another 2K, Supernova 2K, that this one can search out. So plus, even if like you don't get necessarily what you want, if you can get as many searches as you need, you can stack the bottom of the deck and start pushing things up. Yeah. And that helps sometimes, especially if you like bottom deck a Hody that feels bad.
Yeah, so, it really does feel bad for sure.
So it's definitely necessary to run, I think, 8 of these.
Yeah, the searchers are good for sure.
Searchers are good.
Generate you so much pluses.
The 2K slots, I'm running for the Scratch Ranapoos. Honestly, just a
2K.
Yeah, 2K Supernova, 4 Baby 5s for the Don Quixote Pirates. And because Bonney runs so many bricks, I count these as part of my 2K slots. I run 4 the 0 cost events.
Yeah.
It just helps. I mean, sometimes you will get bricked up, but this helps mitigate it a bit.
That's true.
So, yeah. So that's
this meta is pretty heavy on Dophi. Is the reason why you play that card as well is because Dophi's a very rushy aggro deck. You want to have as much 2Ks as possible.
Like the 10-drop Dophi, or
the Dophi that not the character, the leader, the blue leader.
The blue leader, yeah.
Yeah, spawns a bunch of warlords.
So because it's so aggro, these next cards are what's necessary to play against Dophi, which are my blockers. So I put in 2 of the old starter deck beige and 4 of the Rosinantes. Both of these are searchable by your searchers. Both are cheap blockers. You can cheat them out with Kid if you need to, or you can play them in the early game. Very cheap. Always nice. I had a Dophi matchup where they kept bouncing back my blockers, and I just kept replaying them. Yeah. And it kept making them have to play differently because they had to play around the blockers. So it slows down their aggression a bit. So these are really nice. You do got to watch out for Perfume Fever against Dophi, but it's a card.
It's a one-up.
You play around it. If they see it, right? The next cards are really essential for this deck, and at least the way I play it is Cavendish and Carrot. So generally, I like to go first. I know a lot of Bonney players generally like to go second. I have no Eurogers in this deck, so that's why I don't go second.
Wow, that's crazy.
I like to go first. I like to get a searcher or a cheap blocker out, get a search in, keep a Dawn up. And then on my 5 Dawn turn, I would prefer to see a Cavendish. If I don't see a Cavendish, I can get into a Carrot, but if I see a Cavendish, it's great because I get to swing 6 or search again if I still have a searcher, and then still have a Dawn up for leader ability. Yeah. So that's part why I kind of like first a little bit better for the curve, at least for this meta.
So you like to go first when you win the deck. I mean, you actually don't get to elect in this game every yet.
Yeah, if I can, I try to go first. Yeah. And then Carrot is just it's great in this meta. It's great against Dophi. It's great against Black White Luffy. It's great against the Mirror. It's decent against Lucci in the early-ish game. Freeze the Brooks, freeze their Luccis. It makes them play a little bit differently. So these are mandatory for us. I
honestly don't remember seeing Carrot much in Bonney list in the last meta, but maybe I'm blanking out. But
Last
yeah,
meta was
8.0, or it's just OP-8.
OP-8. Yeah, I
Yeah.
mean,
The meta
with
did shift a little bit.
OP-8, everyone was running your Roges. And
Yeah.
I think people were teching in carrots, but I think in this meta, I think carrot is a much better.
Yeah, because it freezes them. Yeah.
Yeah, and it's a constant like freeze. If they don't deal with it,
Yeah.
you just keep freezing. You could ignore that board,
Yeah.
keep freezing the board, and go aggressive into life.
Yes. Yes. Okay. Good strategy.
So now I go into a little bit more of my mid-rangey top ends, which are I only run 2 of the Hawkins.
Yeah.
I don't think it's that great of a card in this meta right now. It's okay into Dofi. It's 7k blocker, so it's fine. It's not great into Lucci anymore because of Jack.
Yeah.
Jack and Brook actually, because both those cards rest to pop. So Lucci will just rest everything and then reduce everything, and they will just use Jack and pop it, and Basil has no protection anymore.
Yeah. I see
So
what you're saying.
it's just not what it was in this meta. It's okay, that's why it's a 2 of, and if I see it, it's searchable. If I see it, cool, I can play it down, or I can use it with a 0 cost event as a 3k.
I see.
So it's, you know, it's a good card. It's just not
against Jack.
yeah, it's just not as relevant in this particular meta. Next are Kid. I run 3 of Kids. These are extremely relevant into Dofi. Like, you get a Kid up and it slows them down so much. They have to commit so much Dawn to try and get rid of it, unless they have Red Rock.
If they play it.
If they play it,
Yeah.
their deck list is so tight. It's, you know, you never know, right? So, but that's why I run 3 of these. It's also good in other matches. It's like you get this out with like a Rosinante blocker into Lucci. It forces them to play a little bit differently. If it survives, you get a good 8-9k swing your next turn, and then it'll probably get popped or something. But like,
totally
it's
agree.
still value. Right?
Yeah.
It slows them down, and that's what the point of this is. You're trying to slow them down a bit.
Top 16 players. Please come to the top area. We'll be
I run 3 Hodies.
top 16
I'm
players.
considering maybe upping this to 4. This card has won me so many games. BY Luffy, rest of blockers. I don't care about your Sabos.
Yeah.
Even into Lucci, like, this card's really great just to get some aggression. In the mirror, it's great to be able to clear board.
21 and 22.
It's just, and then obviously Dofi, right?
Yeah.
It helps clear with clearing board. So this is a good card. 3 of minimum. If you can fit it in your deck, you could probably run 4. I think 4 is good. Just depends on how you feel. Right now I'm feeling 3, but we'll see. I might up it.
We'll see next time.
And then I am running 3 of the 10-drop Dofis. Just a stall card, and with the way that I kind of run the deck, since I generally go first, I don't get to play this on curve, but I get to kind of force them to swing, so I play a little bit more control-y. So I like to control board as much as I can, keep them down to 2 or 3 characters, and then once I can slam down to Dofi, ideally I have a Cavendish on board, so I can restand on. If I don't, I still get to stall. And like, this is pretty good having a 10k attacker. Nice. I think everyone kind of knows the merit of this Dofi by now.
Yeah,
So,
he's great. Like,
yeah.
he locks out the game for long.
2 new additions are, I added 2 of these Shanks. I was trying them out for this regional. They're okay. This is actually a great answer against Jack.
Yeah.
Or
sure.
any other high like power bodies, especially if in the mirror against a 8-cost kid.
Right.
They're trying to stall out. If they don't have that Rosinante blocker on board, Shanks would just kill it right there and then.
Yeah.
So it's a good card. It's definitely a flex spot though. So I took out the Zoros for this. You could run 1 of 1. You could run the Zoros if you wanted. That's better your play style.
Yeah.
It's up to you. Right now, I like the Shanks, but it's a flex spot.
Yeah.
A couple other flex spots. I have 1 of the 5-cost Jewelry Bonney. I really like this card. I wish I could fit more in.
Yeah.
But the deck, it's so tight.
It is.
most of the time I use this card not to freeze characters, but to freeze Dawn. If I see it, I like to throw off people's curve. It makes them play differently, and that's kind of like my whole game plan is like I want to make my opponent play like not be able to do their game plan as
Yeah, the curve basically.
Yeah. So on a BY Luffy when they're at 10 Dawn, hit one of these, now they can't leader ability and Moria.
Right.
On a 8 Dawn for Lucci, hit one of these, they can get out of Jack, but they can't Ice Age Jack. So it's like it definitely messes up the way that their game plan's going to be. So it's a good card. It's a 1 of right now.
You think about bumping it up if you can find room?
I usually run 2, but I'll have to see.
Okay.
It's really dependent. I'm not 100% sure yet. I got to do some more play testing.
Yeah, for sure.
Another flex card I have is this Rosinante. It's okay. It's only a 1 of. It's pretty good. It actually helped me. This is what helped me win my Lucci matchup earlier yesterday. I was able to get this out and then cheat out a Cavendish freestand 2 and then play a Rosinante blocker. So super protection over the board. They weren't able to really do anything that turn. And yeah, it's a stall tactic, but then after that, if they don't clear it, you have an AK body. So it's a good way of like trying to regain tempo. 1 of, flex spot. If you like it, you can put it in. If you don't,
Yeah. I mean, free playing is pretty good.
Yeah, like cheating out a body, like
Yeah.
what, 8+5 Dawn for 8. Like
It's efficient. It's very efficient.
It's amazing. And then I do
What's this do?
right now 1 of Electrical Luna. So 3 Dawn. You get to freeze all of your opponent's 7 cost or less characters. This is, if you're getting flooded on board and you have this in hand against Dofi, like it gives you so much breathing room. It gives you actually, where you would want to see this against Dofi is just before you would play Kid, and if they overrun it, because you play this, freeze all their stuff, and then the next turn, it gives you the breathing room to play Kid. Like maybe you clear a couple, because if you freeze in and then start clearing, more than likely they're gonna kind of they might let stuff go if they don't want to commit to
because it's not gonna be ready.
Yeah, because it's like, okay, you're not gonna get any value the next turn. Right, and they might want to do it to make room, because it always feels a little bad to like throw your characters into trash to play to play a character over it. Right? So it's like, okay, well, let them. It's kind of like a free block.
That's smart.
Think of it
for sure.
But it gives you the room to play the 8-cost Kid. Also good into Black Yellow Luffy. Almost everything I think they have is
attacking you and
less than 7 costs. So good card against there. It's very cheap. 3 Dawn. It's pretty good.
Yeah, a lot of stunning and locking. Do you remember your matchups throughout the whole day, or just you don't have to remember in order?
I remember
like
most of them. I did. Okay. I played against 2 BY Luffys. I started the day with Amir. I ended the day with Amir. I played 1 Lucci, 2 Dofis, 1 Purple Luffy. I had 1 no-show, and
10 rounds. Yeah, there's a lot of rounds to cover.
Yeah. So I lost to a Dofi and a Purple Luffy. Okay. So the matches all went pretty good. Just kind of like know your lines and adjust as necessary. Kind of know what you want to do. I think the biggest thing is knowing when to go for game. I think that's like the hardest thing to figure out, right? A lot of the decks in this meta, except for I think Dofi, are running a lot more bricks. And so using that knowledge is a little bit easier to sit there and figure out, like, okay, they have a good amount of cards in hand, there's a bunch of 2Ks in trash, it's probably safe to go for game. Hody for game, right?
Hody for game. Yeah, assuming you have the life to do the... Or actually, with Hody, if you have 0 life, you can still play him. So you're able to rush with 0 life. So it's pretty nice.
Because it's not a requirement to
have a life to play.
To take life to do the rush. It's just if you have a life, you take the life when you play.
Well, thank you for the deck profile, and I hope to see you more in the future for future events. Are you going to nationals with your invite?
It's possible.
It's very possible. Okay. All right, I'll see you there, and hope to see you. Peace out.
Thanks. Appreciate it.